Jai Shri Ram. Mahabharata esoterica. Esoterica means esoteric items, which means which are not known to everyone, which requires a lot of research to be done. So I am making my effort because listening to Mahabharata is so enjoyable. You learn so many things, and please feel free to contribute your insights after you listen to what I tell you. I am drawing information from so many sources. I have the original Mahabharatam with me, one by Kesari Mohan Ganguly, 4 volumes, huge, massive volumes, big volumes. And then M.N. Datta, the original Sanskrit verses, 1 lakh verses with translations. And I have other translations also. So I have done a lot of work here, and so many other authors are also there. I have a neat collection. Someday you should visit my Gita Alayam. So I am making this humble effort to convey to you all that is there. And especially the special esoteric items. That's why I call this Mahabharata esoterica. Esoteric, arcane, occult. These are 3 words which mean highly secret knowledge or specialized knowledge which only people who are initiates are likely to know. An initiate ante diksha తీసుకున్నవాడు. An initiate is a word in English which means a person who has been trained in the special knowledge. Like you have to take diksha under a Guruji for yoga, Kundalini yoga or Vedabhyasam. So Mahabharata is the Panchama Veda. That means this is as sacred as the Vedas themselves. Of course, there are a lot of interpolations are there. So don't be disturbed by anything. And there is a deeper philosophical inference which has to be drawn, and I am sure you are capable and competent of that. And whenever after listening to what I have recorded, if you have some insights, please feel free to contribute them so that we all learn together. Okay, Shanti and Anushaasana Parva, I am clubbing them here, and because they should be treated as one. In fact, there is an axiom that if the Shanti Parva and Anushaasana Parva are read, the entire Mahabharatam is as good as having been read. So, broadly in the Shanti Parva, chapter 1 to 55, Dharmaraja assumes the kingship. He becomes the emperor, rules the country. And he was of course unwilling and reluctant, but he was convinced. And Bhishmacharya, around 30,000 verses on Dharma. On Raja Dharma, Apad Dharma. That means in an emergency, the Dharma has to be slightly different. Moksha Dharma, Pravritti Dharma. Pravritti Dharma would mean how a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra all should conduct their lives. By the way, this is not a caste. This is Varna. This is temperament. Temperament means the habitual mood. Temperaments are by birth, genetic. I mean, what is the genetic component? I don't know. But you can see some babies are silent, quiet. Some are noisy. Some are, partly this and that. So you can see extroversion, introversion are seen in babies by birth. So these kind of temperaments are there. Genetic endowments are there. Aptitudes are there. All these things contribute to creating an infinite number of personalities. So Western psychology, they have attempted. They have created MBTI, Kiersey, temperament sorter. So many psychological theories are there, typologies are there. All of them will give you wonderful insights, but none of them is complete because we humans are so complex. We are the most inscrutable creations. No, we are not creations of God. We have created ourselves. That is the Vedic axiom. Anyway, now, so moksha, pravritti dharma, that means your action. Pravritti means action. Nivritti dharma is moksha. That means detachment, renunciation, how to achieve moksha. So Bhishma is teaching Raja Dharma and Apad Dharma, emergency. In emergency, how you should conduct your life. Moksha Dharma, which is Nivritti Dharma. And Pravritti Dharma, which is the Dharma of a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And all of us. So, Bhishmacharya gave all this information, knowledge to all the people who were there, who were listening to him. And as far as the Anushaasana Parva is concerned, some people call it Dana Dharma Parva. It has 168 chapters. And anyway, broadly, like I told you, these are all the topics that were discussed by Bhishmacharya. So, all the funeral rites were conducted, and mourning period lasted for 1 month outside the city of Hastinapura. And later on, all the rishis blessed Yudhishthira and congratulated him for the success in the war. But Yudhishthira was always miserable because Yudhishthira was a very soft, kind-hearted, dharmic kind of a person. So he was never happy even after this victory because so many people died. And due to the anugraham of Sri Krishna and the blessing of Vedic scholars, anyway, he regained his composure and he continued. So, about Karna, Narada informed Yudhishthira about how Karna was his elder brother and how Karna was so powerful and how Karna was cursed by Parshurama and also by a Brahmin whose cow was killed by Karna by mistake, and for that reason the Brahmin cursed him that you will also die like my cow, unprotected, and your car wheel will be stuck in the earth. And Karna also defeated Jarasandha. Remember, Karna defeated Jarasandha in wrestling after they fought. So Jarasandha was so powerful, but Karna was even more powerful. So, and Narada also informed about how the armor of Karna was taken away by Indra, because Karna would not refuse anybody who asked anything of him, and also how Karna gave a promise to Kunti Devi, his mother, that he would not kill 4 of the Pandavas. Only Arjuna he was determined to kill. So then Yudhishthira confessed that whenever he used to look at the feet of Karna, he used to be reminded of his mother, because Karna's feet were looking just like Kunti Devi's feet. And Yudhishthira again, you see, was very distraught, and he averred that, because my mother suppressed this truth, this entire calamity took place. You see, everyone has his own reason for why the calamity took place, why the Holocaust took place, why crores of people died. Well, if you remember, Bhudevi goes to Vishnu and laments because she is sick and tired of this malecha behavior of evil, wicked people. So this calamity had to happen. And Sri Krishna said, it's all right. That is how it has to be, because he will not interfere. See, Krishna could have, many foolish people asks, why should Krishna come down? If he is God, he should just snap his fingers and the problem should be solved. If that is the case, then Krishna and the gods of other desert religions, there will be no difference. Krishna respects your cognitive liberty. Itite jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrushyaita daseshena yadechasi tada kuru. So in the Bhagavad Gita, in 18th chapter, 63rd slokam, Krishna says, Itite jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrushyaita daseshena yadechasi tada kuru. So listen to that. I told you all that you need to be told. This is all secret, highly esoteric knowledge. Actually, it's a tongue-in-cheek comment. Tongue-in-cheek means joking. Krishna is saying this is esoteric. Actually, he is also saying, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram idam uttamam Pratyaksha-vagamam dharmyam Susukham kartum avyayam. Pratyaksha-vagamam dharmyam. You can see it. If you are able to observe, you will understand it. You don't need any holy books. Krishna is actually supporting deism, D-E-I-S-M, deist. The founding fathers of the American Constitution were all deists. What does deism mean? I am also a deist. That means one who believes God exists, but doesn't need any holy book, no ritual, nothing, no dogma. Use your brain. God has given you a brain. That is the biggest holy book. Okay? So when you are not using it and you are filling your brain with garbage, lot of garbage. See, whatever is there in the Bhagavad Gita also, this is because spoken by Krishna, recorded by Vyasa. So you will not find any problem there. But in the other so-called, cults, desert cults, their books are full Lechery, butchery, treachery. And these idiots who follow don't have the courage to even ask any question. And if you ask a question, then they will be ready to kill you also. So that is the difference, Baba. Krishna won't interfere. You can. That is why Krishna also says, you are your best friend, you are your worst enemy. Uddhared atman atmanam atmanam avasadayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmanah. Ripu means enemy. Uddhared atman atmanam. Ninnu nuvve uddharinchukochu. You can uplift yourself, exalt yourself. You are your best friend. You can be your worst enemy. Krishna is telling you directly. Now why are you running after Chandmiya, Bandamiya, Tomb? And why waste all your time? Bloody hell. Especially in Kali Yuga, you don't know how many years you are going to live. I keep telling people, but some of them get terribly angry because these fools will not change. At least now please listen to me, because Krishna is speaking through me. Okay. Now, where did I stop? So here actually Yudhishthira curses all women to be deprived of the capacity to keep a secret. Because Yudhishthira believed that because Kunti Devi kept this a secret and abandoned Karna. Karna was a foundling, Foundling, an orphan, brought up by Radha. So he became Radhe, matronym, that was a matronym. So Karna, so Yudhishthira cursed all women that they will never be able to keep any secret. So then Yudhishthira said, no, I don't want to go back. I cannot rule. I am feeling miserable. Again he started this drama. So finally, several rishis, Devasthana, Vedavyasa and Sri Krishna, they had to counsel him. And Krishna narrated the history of many ancient rishis and kings who ruled the world, and how they died in a war, in battles, and they secured higher regions of heaven. So Krishna narrated the story of 16 great emperors. And Krishna also talked about Kama Gita, 22 verses of personal instruction to Yudhishthira, how desire causes, selfish desire causes all the problems. So that is Kama Gita, 22 verses. So Krishna's advice and counseling. And Narada also narrated an interesting story of Suvarna Stivi, and also told Yudhishthira that crying for the dead person is opposed to Vedic knowledge and opposed to the practice of great rishis and kings of Bharatavarsha. Finally, Yudhishthira, after all the counseling by so many rishis and Sri Krishna personally, he felt relieved, and he went back to the city. And all arrangements were made. Rishis came, including Markandeya Rishi, and the coronation of Yudhishthira. The next one was coronation. Markandeya Rishi also attended the coronation of Yudhishthira. At that time, Charavaka, a Rakshasa friend of Duryodhana, he came and he started, abusing Yudhishthira, who was on the dais, who was getting the Pattabhishekam was going on. So he went on ranting that you are evil personified, you are adharmic, you don't deserve this kingdom, you have destroyed so many people, you are a wicked man. So he started this rant. Thereupon Yudhishthira bowed to him and said, what shall I do? Tell me what I should do. That was the greatness, magnanimity of Yudhishthira. So he just folded his hands and said, chalo, abhi bolo, main kya karu fir? Then the Brahmins realized that this drama is going too far, and they uttered the hunkaram, and with their spiritual power they all together said Om, Om. They chanted Om, and that combined with the Shakti of all the Brahmins killed this fellow. This fellow died on the spot. He died on the spot because of the virtue of the spiritual ascetic powers of all the Brahmins and the Rishis there. So thereon Yudhishthira became the king. Bhima was made the Yuvraj, Vidura was the advisor, Sanjaya was also one of the ministers, Arjuna was in charge of the army. They even then Mleccha forces were there all over the world. Nakula was also assisting Arjuna, and Sahadeva was personally like the secretary of Yudhishthira. Sahadeva was the most knowledgeable of them all. He was the master of astrology also. So he personally used to be a secretary, advisor of Yudhishthira. And then one day Yudhishthira found Sri Krishna sitting in dhyana. Then he asked him, everyone knows that you are the Supreme Lord. What are you meditating on? Krishna said, Bhishma is thinking of me, and therefore it is our duty to go and meet him. All the Pandavas, they then went. They offered their tributes to Bhishma. And Krishna requested Bhishma to advise Yudhishthira about statecraft. Chanakya, Ardhashastra was not, of course, he is the author, but in the first opening lines itself, Chanakya says, I am writing this, but I am not the original author. See, Ardhashastra, how to run the economy, statecraft, real politic, Mac politic, all politics, real politic, practical politic, Mac politics, power politics. So all these things were already discussed in detail in the Mahabharata, Ramayana, and the seed was in the Vedas. So Krishna advised, asked, requested Bhishma, but Bhishma said, my mind is very disturbed. So by the grace of Krishna, the mind of Bhishma became very calm and he was able. Bhishma, of course, never experienced any pain because Bhishma himself declared, I have never caused any harm to any Brahmin in my life, and as a result, I don't experience any pain, though the arrows are there in my body. So, of course, not that all Brahmins were good. Today, of course, all kinds of Brahmins are there. But in those days, they were all there. Most of them were honest, upright, and true Brahmins. A Brahmin's job is to study books, acquire knowledge, disseminate knowledge, and be a friend of all mankind. Contribute to human welfare. ज्ञानी और त्यागी, जो ज्ञानी और त्यागी है वो ब्राह्मण है, खत्म. What is the sign? What is the hallmark of a Brahmin? What is the hallmark of Brahminhood? Jnani or Tyagi. If you are truly knowledgeable and if you are truly detached, then you are a Brahmin. So, with Krishna's blessings, Krishna, of course, Bhishma also said, see, when you are there, what can I? Krishna said, no, it is my wish that you should expound this subject, all these subjects to Yudhishthira, and I want your name to be permanent as an archetype in the human psyche. So Bhishma was blessed like that by Krishna. So then they decided to go and come back the next day. So Bhishma, then all the rishis came, and all the rishis were also assembled there. So Bhishma delivered, he delivered more than 30,000 shlokas. Raja Dharma, Apa Dharma, Moksha Dharma, Nivruti Dharma. Moksha Dharma is Nivruti Dharma. So Bhishma also told Yudhishthira, because Yudhishthira asked a question, who deserves to be worshipped? Krishna. That is why Bhishma told, yes, he is the Supreme Paramatma standing there right in front of you. Vishnu Sahasranama, Shiva Sahasranama, all these things Bhishma narrated. And he also expounded several concepts about Pravritti Dharma, Nivritti Dharma, and also about how the creation and all the 5 elements, how Panchabhutas, the concept of time, and how they work, and how this universe is running, and all the great secrets embedded in the Vedas and Vedangas, and Yoga, Sankhya, and what are the duties of every human being, how every human being, irrespective of his kulam or jati, he should follow dharma and secure moksha. So there is no caste anywhere in Vedas, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Many rascals Lord Risley, the British scoundrel, he imposed caste. Caste is a Portuguese word. We don't have any caste in Hinduism. Discrimination existed then, it exists even now. Discrimination exists in every society, so we too have it. But we don't have slavery. In Hinduism, you are not told to proselytize or kill the fellow who is not willing to get converted. Whereas in Islam and Christianity, that is very clear. So this is the truth. You must know the truth. You must have the courage to face the truth. So don't speak nonsense that all religions are good. No, there's only one religion, dharma. There's only one dharma, that is Sanatana Dharma. These are all not dharmas, they are cults. They are mat. That's an opinion. They have formed an opinion, they want to follow it. Fine. Krishna says, fine, go ahead. If you want to follow something, that is why I told you now 1863. I told you. Iti te jnanamakyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrishyaita daseshena. Analyze it thoroughly and do what you like to do. Do what you want to do. That's what Krishna is telling you. So if some fool wants to follow some nonsensical criminal dogmas, and if he thinks that he will go to heaven, then he is dooming himself. He is damned. Don't shake hands with that fellow. That's why in the Rajasu Yajna, Narada says, Krishnam Kamalapatraksham na archayishyanti ye naraha jivan mrutastu tadnyeya na sambhashaya kadachana. Those who don't worship Krishna should be treated as dead, even if they are living. And don't even talk to them. Don't even have a conversation with such people. So Narada is actually saying that these fellows are untouchables. Now you can blame me for, untouchability, rubbish. The implied statement, don't have anything to do with these fellows. Dur se namaskar karo. Agar kaam pade, kaam kara lo, paise de do aur bhagao. No dosti, because they are told not to do dosti, no friendship. You can see in their holy books. I don't want to get into that. See, the very names when I utter, I feel a shudder going through my spine. I feel polluted when I utter their names. So Krishna then expressed his appreciation. Bhishma lay on the Astra Shayana for 58 days, and after Uttarayana arrived, Bhishma decided to leave the body, and all the Vedic scholars were chanting Vedas. Krishna was also present, and Krishna praised Bhishma for being so devoted to his father, a son who sacrificed all his pleasures for his father. And Krishna praised Bhishma as the second Markandeya. So of course, this Uttarayana and all that, I have already discussed this in my Bhagavad Gita. Dying at a particular time does not necessarily mean that you will go to heaven. If a terrorist dies in Uttarayana, does he go to heaven? Not at all. This Uttarayana, Dakshinayana are also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, 23 to 29, in which Krishna talks about them. These are for yogis. Dakshina Marga, Uttara Marga, Dakshina Marga. Dhuma Marga, Archira Marga, northern. That means moksha, no coming back. Dhuma Marga is the path of smoke. It's the path, not a time. And people have to come back. That is the yogi comes back. This is not for ordinary people who are living wretched lives. This is for a karma yogi. There are two paths. Some karma yogis who lead a life of total detachment will never come back. That means they get moksha. That means they are free from the cycle of birth and death. That is called Archira Marga or Uttarayana Marga. Devayana, that's called. So that is the Uttarayana. So now why Bhishma is doing this, I will explain it later. I already explained it, anyway I will explain it here also. Now, so that is Devayana. For whom is this? This is for yogis. What kind of yogi? Not simply one who is doing yogasanas. Yogi means one who is detached. If you are detached, you don't do anything with a selfish motive. Whatever you do is with an intention to serve mankind. And your needs are fulfilled in that. That is a yogi. That's all. Yogi means one who is totally yoked in Krishna consciousness, yoked to Gita philosophy, and his life centers around Krishna, anchored in Krishna, and he is very selfless. That's a yogi. So like a drop of water on a lotus leaf. Appears to be attached but actually detached. Immersed but detached. Immersed but detached. That's a yogi. So for such yogis, Devayana. That means they will automatically take that path. It's not the time. It's not the time at which you die. So why did Bhima wait is the question that you can ask. I will answer that later. So Devayana you have understood. Devayana is the path by which karma yogis achieve moksha and they join with Krishna. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vruksham parishasvajate tayoranyah pippalam swadvati anashnan anyo abhichakashiti. The Vedic parable of two birds I told you. Then these people, eternal jivatmas, all of us are eternal companions of Krishna. All humans, all animals, all trees, all of us. So we have to regain, go back to Godhood. Journey back to Godhood. Back to Godhood is the magazine of ISKCON. Wonderful title, isn't it? So we have to go back to Godhood. So if you can take the Devayana Marga, Uttarayana Marga, then you will go back. But if you are conducting all these yajnas with a selfish motive, but even there you are not harming anybody, but selfishness is there, then you will come back. You will be born again as a human. Because you have done good deeds. You will not be born as a pig. But the others who are not understanding this philosophy, they will be born as dogs, pigs, cockroaches. And if you are worshipping a tomb, or if you are subscribing to some desert cult, then you are doomed. You will be born as a dung beetle or in some gutter. You will have to eat filth. Filth will be malbak kahi. That is why Guru Nanak says in Guru Granth Sahib, asankh malech, malbak kahi, khai, malbak kahi, asankh malech, malbak khai. Guru Nanak ji says in the Guru Granth Sahib, so many malechas. Malechas are people who don't accept the authority of the Veda. You don't accept Veda, which means you don't accept Gita, which is a compendium of the Vedas. Then these people will eat filth. Mal khate hain. That means fecal matter. You are eating. You see, what is meat? Meat is nothing but the solidified menses blood of the woman. So you are eating. Just take half a liter of menses blood, menstruation blood, and freeze it in the deep freezer. And after it becomes solidified, would you like to eat that? Actually, when you are eating meat, you are eating menses blood. That's what Manu says in Manusmriti. So why are you eating meat? Because this is a nasty habit we have picked up, we Hindus have picked up by watching the other fellows eat. So that is why be in the right company. Satsang karo, kussang mat karo. Satsang karo, Bhagavad Gita suno, so wohi satsang hai. If you listen to Bhagavad Gita, that is satsang. If you do bhajan, that is satsang. You help mankind do Swachh Bharat, that is satsang. Undertake any infrastructure for the welfare of mankind, that is satsang. That is called Loka Sangraham. Very simple. Big terms, but the meaning is very simple. Never harm even an ant. Do not pluck even a blade of grass purposelessly. Animittam trunam vapi chhedayen na kadachana. Even if a blade of grass is there, don't pluck it if you don't have any need for it. Don't do that. That is Hinduism for you. So, Devayana and Uttarayana I explained. 8th chapter 23-29. Gandhiji wrote in his book that he doesn't understand. Poor man. And he completely distorted Bhagavad Gita. And he said ahimsa. He taught ahimsa to Hindus but not to others. And Hindus became goats, got slaughtered. Gandhi completely distorted Krishna's word. Just imagine, I wonder sometimes, if Gandhi had been the charioteer of Arjuna, then Draupadi would have become a slave. And Pandavas would all have become slaves. And this country would have been ruined long ago. Thank God Gandhi was not the Ratha Sarathi of Arjuna. It was Krishna. Krishna would never tell you if your wife is, somebody is showing a naked thigh, Duryodhana showed, they are stripping your wife, and you will say ahimsa. Gandhi's quotes also, Gandhi is famous, notorious for those quotes, that when Hindu women are being raped by Muslims, they should bite their tongue and quietly bear it, and if they kill us all, we should die bravely and allow a new country to be established. I don't know why he made such ridiculous statements, and why I do not know we are calling him Mahatma. He slept naked with young girls to gain self-control, control over his sexual desires. Is there no better way to do that? And today if anybody does that, that will be POXO, prevention of sexual atrocities against children, protection of children from sexual offences. That's a very stringent act. So this is the truth of Gandhiji. And many people still say Gandhi. He also plagiarized Ramdhun of Lakshmanacharya and introduced Ishwar Allah Tero Naam. Ask any Muslim to say Ishwar Allah Tero Naam, he will not say it. Because in their religion that is shirk, S-H-I-R-K, shirk. which is the worst unpardonable sin. Associating anybody with Allah is shirk, unpardonable. Other sins may be pardoned, punished, pardoned, but this is not. And this man has started preaching. And by the way, if you look at who is Allah and his traits and behaviors, you will be shocked. So this man has no knowledge, had no knowledge, or perhaps he was working on an agenda. And I do not know how he can be called the father of the nation. Rama is the father of the nation. Janani janma bhumischa swargadapi gariyasi. Janani janma bhumischa swargadapi gariyasi. You see, when Lakshmana and Rama were atop that hill and they were surveying Lanka, then Lakshmana said, oh Rama, see how wonderful, beautiful, shining, Sone ki Lanka. That means it was not with, built with gold and all that. There's so much wealth, and so much wealth was glittering. It was well lit, infrastructure was such. Then Rama famously said, quote unquote, Api Swarnamayi Lanka Name Lakshmana Rochate Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. So, though Lanka is so wonderful, hey Lakshman, I am not impressed. I am underwhelmed. I fail to be impressed. Because Janani, mother and motherland, Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi, they are greater even than heaven. So Janma Bhumi already existed, Bharatavarsha, Aryavarta, and now we were told that he is the father of the nation. And the father died. So now this country is fatherless. Who is the mother? How can a father be born when the country itself is lakhs of years old? So children should be asked to ask these questions. And enough is enough. He should be removed from the currency notes. We should put Subhash Chandra Bose there, or Rama or Krishna there. Rama is the original father of this nation. See what a sad state we have descended to because of this. Our minds have got completely hijacked by this Marxism and all this rubbish that they have written, that all religions are equal and all that. I don't know when that day will dawn, when we will reject it. I am not spreading hate, no hatred. Do you have any hatred for a scorpion or a pig or a viper? No, they should be kept in their place, that's all. Okay. So Krishna praised Bhishma as the second Markandeya. And celestial drums were played, Gandharvas were singing, dancing, floral showers rained down from the skies, Siddhas, Rishis were filled with joy and chanting Vedas. That is how Bhishma's Atma left. So why did Bhishma stay back? Perhaps to teach us a lesson that in spite of all the knowledge given to you, you will still behave like an idiot. And indirectly, tongue in cheek, Bhishma is saying, don't do what I did. And by the way, Bhishma stayed because there is so much knowledge he wanted to give away, impart to mankind. Pandavas were just an excuse. The knowledge was meant for us. So all this was given by Bhishma. That is why Mahabharata is called the Panchama Veda. Mahabharata should be taught in school. If Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita are taught in school, there will be no murders, no crimes. There will be no need to use the Bhagavad Gita as a book on which you have to place your hand and take an oath in the courtroom. If the Bhagavad Gita is in the classroom, then it won't be needed in the courtroom. But many scoundrels are there who are opposed to it. And many gullible idiots are there who think that is right. Hey Ram, kab bachega yaar ye desh? So, at that time, interestingly, in this same parva, Ganga meets Krishna. And she is also mourning that my son was killed. Bhishma was killed unjustly. Krishna then told her, Mata, he was one of the Vasus. He stole the cow of Vasishta, and for that he paid a price. But he enlightened mankind, and by his omissions and commissions, he actually did all of them, all those omissions and commissions. He committed them. Why? With the only purpose of enlightening mankind. See, today also we can see in our parliament and legislatures everywhere, people like Bhishma, who know everything but they don't have the courage. Draupadi is getting stripped, but this man is sitting and saying dharma is very subtle. You must know when to use the power that you have. Otherwise, power will be taken away. That is what happened to Bhishma. Bhishma had to be eliminated. Because he supported adharma, he had to be removed using adharma. Very simple. Similias similibus curanter. That is the principle in homeopathy. Mulluni mullutone tiyali, thesis pareseru. See, if a terrorist enters the room with a weapon to kill me, and I happen to disarm him, and he says, now I am unarmed, so please don't kill me, I will kill him instantly. Because he came with the explicit desire to kill me. So, all this, human rights don't apply to a terrorist. It's as simple as that. So, Atatayinaha, the Vedas says the Atatayina should be shot dead. Okay. So, Ganga also was crying. This is all acting, drama. In fact, in Ramayana, Shiva once meets Rama and says, you are a wonderful actor. How wonderfully you are acting. When Rama was crying for Sita, he was talking to trees. Because trees can hear. You know, if you play Vedic music or chanting of Bhagavad Gita or Hindustani classical Carnatic music, your farm, the trees will yield more fruits. The farm will flourish. This has been proved. So, trees are, you and I can be born as a tree. Great rishis are born as great trees because they want to serve. There is so much pleasure in serving others. That is the ultimate happiness. True happiness is in selflessly serving everyone. No meat eating. Serve the chicken also, serve the goat. It's a huge system. The ecology, the cosmic ecology, which we don't understand, and foolishly we follow these malechas. And we think this is life. No, not at all. So Ganga also did the drama. Rama was weeping for Sita, and Parvati was disturbed. And she said, see Rama, you said he is God, and look, he is Paramatma. Shiva had a good laugh. He actually went and embraced Rama. And Parvati was watching the whole thing. Parvati actually tried to test Rama. As she became Sita and came to Rama. But Rama said, no, I know you are Parvati. Please go. Don't disturb me. So then Shiva also came and he embraced Rama and he said, wow, you are such a wonderful actor. You deserve the Oscar award, Dada Saheb Phalke award. You are the ultimate actor, Rama. Rama, there was another incident where Rama told the rishis, please give me some Vedic Jnana. Then they all laughed. Hey, come on Rama, you are the supreme and you are ridiculing us. Rama said, no. I am right now a human being, Baba. Please tell me. So this is Rama for you. So Ganga also was acting. Krishna said, Mataji, aisa nahi hai. He stole the cow, he paid the price. So the lesson is, you cannot escape the consequences of every thought, every action, and every word that you utter. That is why Tridandi, become a Tridandi. Tridandi, that means Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. Of course, many Vaishnavites, they carry 3 sticks. They are called Tridandi. They have taken the vow. Because a true Vaishnava never harms anybody. What is the vow? By thought, word or deed, they will not harm anybody. Anudvegagaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chaya swadhyaya abhyasanam chaya vanmayam tapa uchyati. Anudvegagaram vakyam, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter. All Hindus should actually be called, we are all Tridandis. By thought, word or deed. Don't harm anybody. Don't harm anybody, even in your thought. Okay? Because if you do, then you will suffer. You will suffer mental trauma or some kind of a mental problem. For mental evil, mental repercussions will be there. Right? So, this is Vedic law. So, Krishna told Ganga Maya. Why is he telling her and why is she acting? So that we listen. So, Krishna said, your son is great. His name will be remembered till eternity. He was not killed by anyone. He voluntarily left his body. And so she should not grieve for his magnanimous son. That is how Krishna consoled Ganga. And then all of them left from the river Ganga. And after performing all the Vedic rituals and showering praise on Bhishma, they all left. This is how these two Shanti and Anushaasana parvas end. In the next chapter, I will discuss Ashwamedhika Parva. Jai Shri Ram.